planted a bomb inside Mako Reactor 1. In response, a disaster warning has been issued in sectors 1 and 8. Multiple explosions have been confirmed, as well as ongoing...
Hey, hi everyone, this is and here you can see the license as well. So you basically have to go to the admin center under purchase. So for that you will have to go to exchange admin center premium plan one. It's for it to propagate the changes and stuff. See the templates here. You will have to go back to the admin center here if it is not on or activated. So let's click on the link here and it should redirect you to the page where it shows of Azure information protection. We just have to turn it on if it is not on or activated. So let's click on the link here and it should redirect you to the page where it shows you the status. Right, and here you can see, right, it is activated on my tenant. If it is not on your tenant, you will see an activate button here where we see deactivate, and once you activate it, try again after 30 minutes and check if you see that templates here. So once we have the template here, we can just select encrypt option to encrypt the emails which are going out. And if you want do not forward option, you can select that as well. That will basically not allow the recipient to change to field or CC or BCC field to the email which is sent by you, and they will not be able to forward it as well. The forward option will be grayed out for them, and you can either select either one of them depending on your need, and once selected, we'll select encrypt here and just give it a name and set a condition. So basically what we suggest is have a word which you can use in the email. And so basically if you have a specific word mentioned in the rule itself, that if this word has been found on that particular email which I'm sending, encrypt it right away without me having to manually select it. So under this section you will see the option which says the subject or body includes. So either you can select the subject or body, or you can just select the subject include any of these words, or if it is a text, you can select this as well, text pattern or a sentence and stuff. But if it is only a word, you can select this. So what we do is we select this and we add words like confidential or encrypt, like that. You can use any word which you want. Once you add the word, click on the plus sign to save them and then click on OK. Once you have done that, you can hit save here as well. Once done, you can go back to your Outlook and when you go ahead and draft a new email, and once everything is fine, you will see the encrypt button here as well, because I had Azure information protection already included in the E5 developer licenses, so I have it already turned on. But yeah, this is an example what you will see for the user who has the license assigned, and you can just select the recipients, add any subject and hit encrypt to encrypt the email right away. But if you don't wish to do that, if you don't see the button there for some reason, you can just add the word in the subject which we just added in the rule, basically encrypt or confidential. So it should be like in this manner. Capital or small letter does not affect it, so you can either use encrypt. What we use is encrypt colon and the subject which we would have normally added in an email, and then hit send. You can either add only encrypt as well, that's completely fine. But yeah, you can use any other word as well with the word or the keyword which we have specified in the rule itself. So once done, you can send it. The recipient will receive an encrypted email, and if it is a third party, basically a Gmail, Yahoo or a Hotmail account, they will be asked either to enter their Gmail account to verify it, or to enter the code which will be sent to their account itself. Once they enter the code, the email will be visible to them. And for the Outlook user or any other Office 365 user, if you view the emails on the Outlook on the web, it will be open like a normal email because you are already signed into that, and it automatically syncs and open the emails for you on your Outlook desktop client. You will receive, for example, if this is an encrypted email, right, this will be encrypted letters here, it will all be encrypted. However, you will not see anything here as well in your desktop client. Once you click on it, then it will automatically get your username and password and then show you the email itself. But if you don't click it, it will not show you the email right away on the right pane in your Outlook desktop client. So do give it a try, guys. If you have any question, you can let me know as well. Just do drop it in the comment section as well, and please do subscribe as well.
Hi guys, I hope you all are doing well and welcome to Office 365 Concepts. In this particular video, I will be discussing what is Office 365 message encryption and how does it work. I will be showing you practically how we can enable Office 365 message encryption. I will be discussing how we can use Office 365 message encryption to send encrypted emails, and how an administrator can force Office 365 message encryption on all the emails or on the basis of conditions using Mailflow rules. People often use emails to exchange sensitive information. For example, financial data, confidential product information, or customer and employee information. So as a result, mailboxes can become repositories for large amounts of potentially sensitive information. And information leakage can become a serious threat to your organization. Office 365 message encryption ensures that only intended recipients can view the information that your email contains. So let's understand what is Office 365 message encryption and how does it work. Office 365 message encryption is an online service that is built on Azure Rights Management or Azure RMS. Azure RMS is part of Azure Information Protection. Office 365 message encryption includes identity and authorization policies that help you to secure your emails. We can use encrypt only or do not forward template to encrypt the emails. Users can exchange protected emails within the organization or outside the organization as well. They can send encrypted emails to external Office 365 organizations or to the organizations those are using Gmail, Yahoo, or Outlook.com or any other email services. Administrators can create a Mailflow rule to apply encryption on all the emails or on the basis of conditions those are specified within the Mailflow rules. Users can also encrypt emails from OWA or Outlook client, and they can use Office 365 message encryption templates. Now let's understand what sort of licenses are required in order to use Office 365 message encryption. Office 365 message encryption is included in Office 365 Enterprise E3 and E5, Microsoft Enterprise E3 and E5, Microsoft 365 Business Premium, Office 365 A1, A3 and A5, and Office 365 Government G3 and G5. If you do not have a bulk subscription, you can purchase Azure Information Protection Plan 1 as a standalone license. This license is supported with Exchange Online Plan 1, Exchange Online Plan 2, Office 365 F1, Microsoft 365 Business Basic, Business Standard, and Office 365 Enterprise F1. Now let's understand what will be the user experience with Office 365 message encryption and how users can send encrypted emails and how recipients will open the encrypted emails. I will show you this practically as well and things will be more clear. Let's assume we have two users, Bob Ross and John Smith. Bob wants to send an encrypted email to John Smith. So Bob will log into his OWA or Outlook client. He will compose an email. He will select encrypt on the template and will send that email to John. When John will open that email, he will not be able to read the contents of the email because this email is encrypted. In order to access the contents of the email, John will have to verify his identity. John can either use one-time passcode or he can use his username and password to prove his identity. And once his account is validated, John will get access to the email contents. Now let's understand practically how to enable Office 365 message encryption and how users will use these templates to send encrypted emails. And then I'll show you how an administrator can force Office 365 message encryption using Mailflow rules. We can enable Office 365 message encryption from Office 365 Admin Center and from PowerShell as well. The easiest way or the recommended way will be PowerShell, because from PowerShell you can check all the configuration including the RMS templates, and even you can test the Office 365 message encryption for your tenant as well. So before you run any PowerShell command, make sure you are connected to Exchange Online PowerShell and to Azure Active Directory Rights Management Service. To connect with Azure Active Directory Rights Management Service, you can simply run command connect-aadrm service. I'm already connected to this and to Exchange Online as well, so I will not be running this command. I'll share all these commands in the comment section and you can go through them. So to enable Office 365 message encryption or rights management service, you need to run enable-aadrm, that is for Azure Active Directory Rights Management. Press enter. This particular command will enable this feature on your tenant. Now to verify if the right management service is configured for your tenant or not, you can run get-irm configuration and press enter. You will see these attributes. If Azure RMS licensing enabled is set to true, that means this particular feature is enabled for your tenant. Now, if you want to check the RMS templates that you will be using while sending the encrypted emails, for that you can run get-rms template and press enter. On this particular output, you will see 4 templates: confidential, highly confidential, encrypt, and do not forward. Encrypt and do not forward, these are the default templates. These templates cannot be customized or modified. However, you can modify these 2 templates. You can use any one of these templates to send encrypted emails to the recipients. By using PowerShell commands, you can even check if IRM or Rights Management Service is activated for your tenant or not, or whether you can use this service to send encrypted emails or not. And for that, you can run test-irm configuration-sender. And in sender, you will use an email address of your tenant who has a mailbox within Exchange Online. For my tenant, I will be testing with this particular email address. Press enter. So first it will check if RMS templates are enabled for your tenant or not. Here you can see the result pass, RMS templates acquired. You can see the 4 templates as well: confidential, highly confidential, encrypt, and do not forward. Next, it will verify if encryption is enabled for your tenant or not. It says pass, encryption verified successfully. After that, it will verify if decryption is enabled for the recipients or not, in case you are receiving the encrypted emails, so whether these users will be able to decrypt the emails or not. It says pass, decryption verified successfully. And finally, it will check if IRM information rights management is enabled for your tenant or not. It says pass IRM verified successfully. Overall result pass. So that means you're good to go. Now you can use these templates to send encrypted emails. To send encrypted emails, you can either go to OWA or you can go to Outlook client. Into field, I'm going to type an email address of a Gmail user and test email. And to use Office 365 encryption or rights management templates, you will click on encrypt. Then you will click on change permissions. You will see a new box here. If you will click on this drop down arrow, you will see all the 4 templates that you can use to send encrypted emails. For example, let's use encrypt template. I selected the template. Here you can see encrypt. This template is being used in this particular email. This message is encrypted. Recipients cannot remove encryption. So let's send this email and let's see the recipient behavior. So I have sent this email to this user. Let's wait for a few seconds. And once this email is received, then I'll show you the experience of this recipient, how he is going to read this particular email. So this user has received this email. Now if you click on this email, it says global admin, the sender has sent you a protected message. Now by looking at this email, I do not see the contents of the email because this email is protected. This is how recipient behavior will look like. Now, in order to read this email, the recipient will click read the message. When he will click on read the message, he will have to prove his identity. Now he has 2 options as we discussed before. Either this recipient can sign in with his Google account, Google credentials, or he can use a one-time passcode. Let's try with one-time passcode. I'll click on this option. Now Google server will send an OTP or one-time passcode to this particular user. This is the code. I'll copy this code, go back, paste it here, click continue. And this should open the email content. Let's wait for a few seconds. Says opening your email. And the email is opened. I do not have any contents within the email, so that is the reason there is nothing. But as soon as this user will receive this email, it will look like this. He will have to click on read the message, then he will have to prove the identity either with the help of his username and password or by using one-time passcode. Once he will prove the identity, only after that he will be able to read the contents of the email. Now let me show you one more example with another template. Let's compose a new email and let's send this email to the same user. Let's say test2. Go to encrypt, change permission, and this time let's use do not forward. Now what do not forward template does, it restricts the recipients to forward this particular email to someone. So let's select this template, click OK. Now do not forward template is being used and recipient is this, and click send. Let's go back to the recipient mailbox. Let's wait for a few seconds. This is the email. Same process, read the message. Let's try with one-time passcode. Go back, paste the code, continue. Now if you click here, you can see forward option is grayed out. So this template, do not forward template, will not allow this particular user to forward this email to someone. Here you can see do not forward. Recipients cannot forward, print or copy contents of this particular email. So this is how you can use Office 365 message encryption either from Outlook or OWA. The process is same for both Outlook and OWA as well. As an administrator, you can force encryption on all the emails or on the basis of conditions as well. End users can use these templates from OWA or from Outlook client based on their requirement, based on their decision, which email they want to encrypt or not. But as an administrator, you can force this encryption on all the emails or on the basis of conditions. For that, you will be creating a mail flow rule. To create a rule, we will go to mail flow, then rules, click create a new rule. Here we will specify a name, for example, test encryption. Select a condition, for example, you can apply it to all the messages, or you can apply this on the basis of subject of the email or on the basis of body of the email. Let's try with subject of the email. So let's select the subject or body includes any of these words. Let's say security. Click plus, click OK. Let's add one more condition that says if the recipient is located outside the organization. So it says if the recipient is located outside the organization and subject or body includes security within the email subject or body, take the action. Now the action will be modify the message security, apply Office 365 message encryption and rights protection. Select this. Now this particular wizard will retrieve all the RMS templates. You can use any one of these 4 templates and you can force these templates on the basis of these conditions. So let's say we want to use encrypt. Select encrypt, click OK. And here you can select it to high. Stop processing more rules. That's it. Click save. Let's wait for a few seconds so that this transport rule or mail flow rule can be replicated on this particular tenant. And then we are going to test this rule and we will see if emails are encrypted by using this transport rule or not. So this mail flow rule is created now. Let's test this rule. So the sender is going to send an email to the same recipient, but this time in the subject of the email I'm going to mention security, and in subject let's say test email, and I'm not going to use any template from here. I'm just going to send the email. Let's go to the recipient. Let's wait for a few seconds. This email is still not received. Okay, so we have received the email. Now here you can see I didn't use any template from OWA while sending that email. I just mentioned security. And the recipient has received the encrypted emails because the transport rule that I created here, it says if the recipient is outside the organization, which is outside the organization because this is Gmail user, and the subject or body of the email will include security, then apply encrypt template. So I mentioned security in the subject and I sent this email to the recipient. Now this email is encrypted. Again, if this recipient will have to read this email, he will have to use one-time passcode or he will have to log in with his Gmail credentials. So let's open this email. Continue. And here you can read the contents of the email. So this is how you can force the encryption on all the emails or on the basis of conditions. In the next video, I will be showing you how to customize the encrypted email as per your requirement. You can add your company logo, you can add custom text in the email, or you can even add a disclaimer within the encrypted email as well. So if you have learned something new from this particular video, please write in comments and please subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys. Thank you for your time. Take care. Hi guys, and welcome to the first video of this entire series where I will be discussing how you can manage Office 365 using PowerShell commands. In this video, I will be discussing basics of PowerShell like connecting to modules, collecting transcript files. I will be showing you how we can manage licenses using PowerShell and how we can manage user accounts. I will be showing you how you can create user accounts in bulk using a CSV file. Before you run any command in PowerShell, you need to connect with certain modules first. Let's say you are going to manage mailboxes or groups for Exchange Online. So before you run any command in PowerShell, you need to connect with Exchange Online module before you run any command. Similarly, if you're going to manage your users, you are going to manage licenses, your mobile devices, or you're going to manage licenses for your organization, or any command that you are going to run for Office 365 Admin Center. For that, you need to connect with MS Online module before you run any PowerShell command, or any command which starts with MSOL. For example, get-MSOL, get-MSOL user, or get-MSOL domain. To run these commands, you need to connect with MS Online module first. And to connect with MS Online module, we use command connect-MSOL service. If you receive an error after running this command which says this CMD-let or command is not recognized, that means you are not connected with connect-MSOL service. So for that, you need to first install the module. You need to run install-module, and then you will type install-module MS Online. You will press enter. This will install this module, MS Online module, within your PowerShell. Once it is installed, after that you would be able to run connect-MSOL service. So you can wait for a few seconds while it is installed. So now it is installed, and then you will run connect-MSOL service. Press enter. Now it will ask you for global admin credentials for your Office 365 tenant. So these are the basics of PowerShell before you run any PowerShell command. You should be aware of what sort of commands you are going to run and for which PowerShell module you need to connect. So here you will type the global admin credentials of your Office 365 tenant. So now I am connected with Office 365 Admin Center. Now I can manage all these options from this PowerShell window. If you want to manage security or compliance, security and compliance, for that you need to connect with security and compliance module. If you want to manage Exchange Online from PowerShell, you need to connect with Exchange Online module first. After that, you would be able to run all the commands for Exchange Online. Similarly, if you want to manage SharePoint Online from PowerShell, before you run any command, you need to connect with SharePoint Online PowerShell module. And same goes with Teams and for Azure Active Directory and for Intune. So let's go back to the PowerShell, and now we are connected. So from here, from PowerShell, as I said, you can manage the entire Office 365 Admin Center. First thing that I want to show you how you can check your subscription that you have within your tenant. To check the subscription or licenses, you will run get-MSOL account SKU. SKU is a service plan identifier or the service string which is used by Microsoft. You will press enter, and it will list all the licenses that you have within your organization. Now here in this PowerShell, you will not see the exact license name. If you go to Office 365 Admin Center, you will be able to see the exact name of the license. For example, Office 365 E3, Office 365 E5. But in PowerShell, you will see Enterprise Pack, Enterprise Premium Non-STN CONF, and SPE E3. If you're not sure what exactly these licenses are, Microsoft has published an article for this. You can refer to that article. I will share the article in the comment section as well, so you can check what does Enterprise Pack mean. So for my scenario, Enterprise Pack means Office 365 E3 license. Enterprise Premium means Office 365 E5 without audio conferencing. And SPE E3 stands for Microsoft 365 E3. Under active units, you can see the number of licenses that you have. In my tenant, I have 25 licenses for Office 365 E3 license. I have consumed only one. As of now, I have assigned only one Office 365 E3 license to one user. For Office 365 E5, I have assigned 3 licenses. Warning unit is when you are out of the licenses, you will see here if there is an issue with the license, you will see all the details under this. Enterprise or Enterprise Premium or SPE_E3 are the service plan identifiers. If you will check licenses in Office 365 Admin Center, you will see names. But in PowerShell, we can only see the service strings or service plan identifiers. If you want to check more details of your licenses, you can run get-msol account SKU and type pipefl. FL stands for format list. If you want to check all the attributes of a particular object, you can type pipe and then FL. It will give you all the details of the it will give you the attributes details of the particular object. Now you might need this output in a notepad file. You can check this PowerShell output within the PowerShell window as well, but you might need this output in notepad file. So how you can get this output in notepad file? Either you can copy it from here and you can paste it in notepad. However, the best way to collect PowerShell output in notepad file is you can run command start-transcript. When you run start-transcript, it will generate a notepad file, a txt file in this location. So you go to this location, you would be able to see one transcript file here. This is the file which is created. This is a notepad file. Now if I run any command in PowerShell, for example this one, and if I go back to this location and if I refresh this, I should be able to see this output within this notepad file like this. Now if I will run any command after running start-transcript command, every single output will start collecting within the notepad file. For example, if I run get-msol user, press enter, and let's go back to the notepad file. Let me refresh it, and here I will be able to see this command output as well. You can see the command as well that I have initiated, and you can see the output of the command as well. So this is how you can collect a transcript file for the commands. You can collect the output of the commands within a notepad file, and you can share it with your team or with your clients or with your team who is analyzing the output. There is another way to collect output of PowerShell commands within a notepad file, and that is you need to run any command, type the command that you are going to run. At the end of the command, type pipe and then type clip. When you will press enter, you will not see the output of the command because the output of the command has been copied. Now you will go to a notepad file and press Ctrl V. So this is how you can copy the output and you can simply paste it on a notepad file. So this is another way to collect PowerShell output within a notepad file. Now apart from this, we have checked how we can check the subscriptions within our tenant, within our Office 365 tenant. Now if you want to check how many users within your tenant do not have licenses assigned, so for that you can run get-msol user pipe where -object bracket you will use a switch is licensed space like false and press enter. This command will show you how many licenses in your Office 365 tenant, how many users in your Office 365 tenant do not have license assigned. If you want to check how many users in your Office 365 tenant has license assigned, you can use the same command and instead of false, you can type true and then press enter. It will show you all the users who have license assigned within your Office 365 tenant. Now if I go back to transcript file, I will see this output also within this notepad file. And the reason is because I haven't stopped the transcript yet. If you are done with the PowerShell commands, if you are not going to run any more PowerShell commands, you can simply run stop -transcript and press enter. The transcript file will stop collecting your commands output. And now if you run any command here, transcript file will not collect this output because we have stopped the transcript. You can come across scenarios where you want to check if services are provisioned for a particular user or not. You can check that from PowerShell as well. You can check this from Office 365 Admin Center as well, but this can be managed from PowerShell also. For that, you will run command get-msol user principal name and then type the user principal name of the user for which you want to check if services are provisioned or not. And then we will use switch dot licenses and we will look for an attribute service status and press enter. So this command will list all the service plans which are assigned to this particular user and which services are successfully provisioned, which services are still not provisioned, which are under pending provisioning state, and which services are disabled. So with the help of this PowerShell command, you can check what sort of services are provisioned and what services are not provisioned for this particular user. We can create user accounts from Office 365 Admin Center and from PowerShell as well. If you want to create a user account from PowerShell, for that you will run new -msol user principal name. You can assign a name for this, for example test1 and then your domain. I'm using my initial domain here. Then you will specify display name for this user. We will specify all the attributes that we specify in Office 365 Admin Center or in GUI. So we will be specifying the same attributes here as well. Then we will use first name. First name will be test and the last name will be 1. And then we will type usage location because we are going to assign license as well for this particular user. And then we will use switch license assignment to assign a license. And if you are not sure about the license, you can run get-msol account SKU, and from there you would be able to check. For example, let me copy this command first. Run get-msol FL account SKU. So this way you can check what sort of licenses you have. Now let's say you want to assign this license, which is Office 365 E3 license. So copy this and paste it here, and then use a switch to create a password for this user account. And the password, you can specify any password and then press enter. So this will create a user account from PowerShell. If you want to verify the attributes for this particular user account, you can run get-msol-user principal name. You can copy this user principal name that you have created for this particular account and then press pipe FL and hit enter. So from here you can check all the attributes for this particular user account. If I go to Office 365 Admin Center and if I go to users, I should be able to see test 1 here, and Office 365 E3 license has been assigned for this particular user account. By running pipe FL, you can check the attributes of a particular object. You can run the command and at the end you can type pipe symbol and then FL. By running this, you will get a list of all the attributes for a particular user account. For example, here you can see the display name that we specified while running the command, the first name, last name of the user, the license which is assigned for this particular user account. As of now, the overall provisioning status is pending input. The license is not provisioned yet because when you assign a license, it takes some time to provision the services. So you can wait for some time, and after that all the services will be provisioned for this particular user account. This is the proxy address, the email address for the user. This is the sign-in name with which email address or user principal name this user will log into portal.office.com or in outlook.office.com or in Office 365 services. This is the user principal name for the user. Now, there is a difference between the user principal name and the proxy address. And the difference is, user principal name is used to log in to Office 365 applications. This is your sign-in address. Proxy address is the email address that is used to send and receive emails. For few users, you can see these attributes different. Email address and user principal name may differ for a particular user account. So you should be aware which one is the user account or which one is the email address and the user principal name for that particular user. If you want to fetch details of a particular account, or we want to fetch details of anything within Office 365, we use get command. For example, get-ms-user. So with the help of this command, we will check the users which are available within our Office 365 tenant. If you want to add certain permissions on account, or if you want to assign license, for that we use add command. For example, add -msol-user. If you want to modify certain attributes, for example, if you want to modify the display name, you want to modify the first name or last name, or you want to modify the user principal name, then we will use set command. For example, set-msol-user. So for example, if you want to modify attributes for this particular account, which is a global admin account, first let's check what sort of attributes we can see for this particular account. To fetch the details of a particular account, we can run get-msol-user-user principal name, then specify the user principal name of the account, and then pipe FL. With this way, we can check all the attributes of this particular account. If you want to fetch details of all the accounts, then you can simply run get-msol user F7. Press enter. This command will give you all the details of all the users that you have in your Office 365 tenant. So this way you can fetch all the user accounts with their attributes. Okay, so I want to modify few attributes for this particular user account, which is a global admin account. For example, I want to modify the department attribute. So for that, I will run set-msol user principal name, then type the user principal name of the account, and then specify the attribute name that you want to modify. For example, department attribute. I will assign a value for this. As of now, department attribute is empty. There is no value assigned to department attribute. So I'm going to assign IT in department attribute. So press enter. Let's wait for a few seconds and it should be updated. Okay, so now it is done. Let's check these attributes again. Now go to department, and here you can see IT has been updated. In the same way, you can change country, you can change first name, you can change last name. If you want to change the user principal name of the account, for example this one, for that the command is different. For that you will run set-msol user principal name, and then you will specify the old principal name, which is the current principal name, user principal name, like this, and then you will use a switch new user principal name, and under new user principal name you can assign a new UPN. For example, admin@domain.com. I'm not going to make changes for this account because this is the global admin account. So this is the way you can change the user principal name of an account. Let me try this for any other user and let me show you practically. Okay, so let's try for this one, test 3. Let's assume that I want to change the user principal name of test 3 from test 3 to test 4. I have 4, so I'll change it to test 5. So for this, you will run set-msol user principal name user principal name. Then you will type the current user principal name, and then you will use switch new user principal name. And here you can type the new user principal name that you want to specify. For example, test 5 Office 365 concept.onmicrosoft.com, and then press enter. Now let's say you have few users in your organization and one of the users is leaving the organization. So now you want to disable account for that particular user. For example, this one. So to disable an account, you will run set-msol user principal name, then type the user principal name of the user, and then you will use a switch which is block credential, and we will assign a value $2. So by running this command, we are going to block sign in for this particular user account. So you can press enter, and now this account is blocked. This particular user will not be able to sign in using this particular user principal name. This command will run for a user account which is hosted in Office 365. If a particular user is synchronized with your Active Directory, is synced with your Active Directory, you will have to make all those changes within your local Active Directory. For a synced user, this command will give you an error. After that, if you want to delete a user from your organization, for example, I want to delete this particular user. To delete a user, you will run command remove -msol user, and then we will use a switch -user principal name, type the user principal name of the user, and then press enter. It will ask you, do you want to continue with this operation? Click yes. Now this user is removed from active users. If I run get-msl user, I will not see user A. User A was available within active users, and now we do not see user A in active users because we have removed user A from active users. Now user A account is within the deleted users state. In Office 365, there are two states for user accounts. One is active user state and the second one is deleted user state. If you delete a user from active user state, that user will go to deleted user state and there it will be retained for 30 days. To check the deleted state, you can run get-msol user -return deleted users and press enter. It will give you a list of all the users which are currently available within deleted user state of your Office 365 tenant. As of now, I have only one user, which is user A that I just deleted. Now, you can restore this user account within 30 days. If you do not restore the user account within 30 days, the user account will be purged and you will not be able to restore it. To restore the account, you can run restore -msol user. You can restore the user account from GUI as well, from Office 365 Admin Center as well, and you can do it from PowerShell also. To restore the user account, you will run restore -msol user, then -user principal name, type the UPN or user principal name of the user, and then press enter. This will restore the user account and it will move this user A account from deleted users to active users. If I run get-msol user, which is used to check the active user accounts, I should be able to see user A in this list now. Now let's see, I want to purge user A account. When I say purge means the user will be purged permanently or deleted permanently. If user account is purged, we will not be able to recover it. Now, how do you purge it? For that, you will run remove -msol user, -user principal name, type the UPN, and then delete it. This user will go to deleted user state. Now, to delete the user account from deleted state, first, let's verify if this user is within deleted state. Get-msol user -return deleted users and press enter. So this user is within deleted user state. Now, how we remove it from deleted user state? For that, you will run remove -msol user -user principal name. Type the user principal name of the user and then type -remove from recycle bin. Recycle bin is used for deleted user state. Then press enter and click yes. Now this user has been removed permanently. If you go to return deleted user state, you will not see this object here. If you run get-msol user, you will not see user A in this list. Now you can come across scenarios where you want to create users in bulk. So we can create user accounts in bulk using a CSV file. I'll show you step by step how you can achieve this. So for that, you will first create a CSV file. You will open Excel file and then you will specify the columns and rows with the values that you are going to define for the user accounts. And the CSV file will be, for example, we want to go with first name. We need last name for the user. So first we are going to create a CSV file. Then we will assign a user principal name. So here we are defining the attributes that we are going to use for the user accounts that we are going to create. Then we will use display name, and we use license as well. And then we will use usage location. When you are assigning a license either from Office 365 Admin Center or from PowerShell, you need to specify usage location as well, because usage location will define in which data center this particular user account mailbox will be provisioned. That is why we use usage location with the license. So here we have specified first name, last name, user principal name, display name, license, and usage location. So these are the attributes. Now we are going to assign values. First name for this user will be test2 or test. Last name will be 2. And user principal name will be test2 at Office 365 on Microsoft.com. Display name will be, okay, we will leave display name. I will show you another way that we can use display name. We will combine first name and last name, and we will combine these two attributes to form display name. Now we will assign license. For license, we will run get-msol account SKU, and we will check which sort of license we are going to assign to this user. For example, I will assign this license. Paste the value. Usage location will be India as per your country. Then I will specify the second user that I want to create. I'll copy this and paste it here. Test3, same license. So like this you can create users. If you want to create 100 users, you can specify the values, and as per your requirement you can create multiple users using a CSV file. So as of now I will be creating only 3 users, because the process will remain same for 3 or 100 users. Okay, now the next step is to save the file. We are going to save this file as CSV file. I'll go to the location, I'll go to C drive, and I will save it here with CSV. This option, CSV, delimited, and press save. Okay, so this is going to save in documents. Okay. All right. Now let me go to the documents, and it's here. Let me collect the path of this file, which is this, and let me paste it in notepad file. Alright, so now I have the path, and now we are going to create a script, because we will import this CSV file first. With the help of this CSV file, we will import the users in our Office 365 tenant. So for that, we will use a script, and the script will be import -csv file. First, we will import this file in PowerShell. We will specify the path, and the path is this, and then we will use the command, and the command will be for each -object attributes that we have specified within the CSV file. So the first attribute is first name. So the first name will be taken from CSV file and the syntax will be $_dot first name. Make sure you are typing the name of the column that you have specified within the CSV file. If you have typed first in CSV file, make sure you are typing first here. It should be the same attribute that you have specified within the CSV file columns. Else CSV file or the script will throw you an error. So the second attribute is last name. Similarly, we will specify last name as well. $_dot last name. Third is user principal name. You can copy it from here as well. Hyphen user principal name. Let me maximize this. And then $_dot user principal name. And the next attribute is license. Hyphen licenses. $_dot license and then usage location. Hyphen usage location $_dot usage location. In this script we are going to use one more switch, which is display name, and the display name will use the values from first name and last name. So how we are going to combine these two values? We will use $bracket $_dot first name bracket $. So we are going to combine these first name and last name and it will form the display name. Last name, and that's it. So the script is ready and let's run this script here. Press enter. The string is missing the terminator. Okay, so I believe I haven't specified a column here. This one. Let's try again. Okay, so here you can see all these three users has been created. This is the random password which is created for the user. All these three users. This is the user principal name, display name, and the license has been assigned as well. Same can be verified from Office 365 Admin Center as well. If you refresh this, you should be able to see test 2, 3, and 4 users. So here are the users, test 2, 3, and 4. Office 365 E3 license has been assigned for all these 3 users. So this is how you can create users in bulk using PowerShell command or PowerShell scripts. In next video, I will be showing you how we can manage domains using PowerShell commands, how we can manage and assign administrator level permissions to the user accounts. I will be showing you how we can manage password policy, managing user account passwords, and how we can manage directory synchronization using PowerShell commands. So if you have learned something new from this particular video, please write in comments and please subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys. Thank you for your time. Take care. Hi guys, and welcome to the next video of this entire series where we are discussing how we can manage Office 365 using PowerShell. In the last video, we discussed how we can manage domains using PowerShell, how we can assign admin roles using PowerShell, how to manage password policies and user account passwords, and how to check directory configuration settings using PowerShell commands. In this particular video, I will be showing you how we can create distribution groups, dynamic distribution groups, security groups, and Office 365 groups using PowerShell commands. Then I will be showing you how we can add and remove members from groups, how to modify attributes, and how to manage recipient permissions using PowerShell commands. Now in the last videos I have shown you if you want to manage these options of Office 365 Admin Center. For that you need to connect with MS Online module in PowerShell. In the same way, if you want to connect with Exchange Online, or if you want to manage these options which are available in Exchange Admin Center, before you run any command